Continues the Mishnah. We're in the middle of the 11th Mishnah, in the third Perek. A line that we all know, but you have to repeat again and again. What happens if you embarrass someone in public? Says Rabbeinu Yoina that this is a subcategory of something that sheyarig bahem ba'al yavor. If I were to ask, what are the three cardinal sins that you cannot commit and you have to give up your life? We all know what they are. Avodah zarah, sheichas damim, gili arayos. Says Rabbeinu Yoina, embarrassing your friend is a subcategory of that. You have to give up your life before you do. The ha'avoisim, and the primary, the avos, are shleisha v'tzchavim g'darais sheichas damim. Absolutely incredible. Rabbeinu Yoina is teaching us that we all know that there's three cardinal sins, as we mentioned, that you have to give up your life for. Says Rabbeinu Yoina, but there are other cardinal sins which are subcategories that you almost will say have to give up your life. And one of those is Malbani Chavir Berabim, and continues Rabbeinu Yoina. What is the subcategory of Avodah Zarah? He's planting a tree for Avodah Zarah. Still, you cannot get any benefit from it. And what's told us Kili Arayis, a very strong line. Says Rabbeinu Yoina. We all know Kili Arayis. Kili Arayis, one cannot have forbidden relationships, and rather he has to give up his life. Someone says, go and do something with that girl, you have to take the bullet, you're not allowed to do that. Says Rabbeinu Yoina. V'hamistakel, if someone gazes, looks intently, oy hamidaber, or someone talks, im ishes ish, with a married woman, that as well is included, not just actual Kili Arayis. Says Rabbeinu Yoina, even mere talking, even mere gazing at a woman who's a married woman, that as well one has to give up his life for. Kahu of the Mesech Sanhedrin, we all know the story. In Mesech Sanhedrin, there was a man, a boy, that became lovesick. Sham Sham. That the doctor said to him, the doctor said that if she stands in front of him undressed, then he'll live, and if not, yamos. Said the Chachamim, you're not even allowed to do that. What's the big deal? He's not going to touch her. He's not going to sleep with her. All he's going to do is look at her undressed. Says the Gemara in Sanhedrin, you're not allowed to do that. You have to give up your life. And the Gemara there continues even more strong. And the Gemara says, what about, can you just talk to her from behind the wall? He was lovesick for this girl. So he said, just let her be behind the wall and you'll talk to her. Still, the Gemara Sanhedrin teaches us, you have to give up your life. So, incredible chiddush. We're learning over here that there are three subcategories of the three things that we have to give up our life for, which are embarrassing someone, utilizing something in some form of avodah zarah, and as well looking, gazing, and speaking with a forbidden woman. Very, very strong words of Rabbeinu Yoina. You have to give up your life. Continues Rabbeinu Yoina, and the subcategory of spilling blood, of course you can't kill someone, is malbim pnei chaveroi berabim. You embarrass someone in public. What's the reason? Shedamoy boreach. Because his face, the dam, the blood in his face runs away, it turns white due to the busha. He started off red and became white. Continues. The Rabbeinu Yoina, very strong Rabbeinu Yoina today. One who gets rid of the bris of Avram Avinu. What was the bris of Avram Avinu? The bris. Rabbeinu Yoina. What does it refer to? It's first to someone who pulls over his foreskin to cover over the atara to pretend that he does not have a bris milah v'nira ka'arel. He does it to mock the mitzvah. And finally, one who is megala, he reveals the face of the Torah. What does that mean? Zahameiz panav. This is one who is chutzpahdik. Klape hatayra. What does that mean? La'asois avirois bifar hesya. He commits sins in public. V'adin lameiz panav klape lemdeha. So who is chutzpahdik, the one who learns Torah. Af b'shish b'al Torah ma'isiv tovim concludes the Mishnah. He might have a Torah and he might have a lot of good deeds. Still, ein loy chelek loy lam haba v'ani mili b'shlas tshuva meis b'yisurim. This is someone who doesn't do tshuva. Shein misa b'yisurim marakin avol kishas tshuva, because misa does not give tshuva. But Baruch Hashem, we're all alive, and if we're all alive, what can we still all do? We still all have the ability to do tshuva. Ein lecha davar sha'imid mipnei tshuva. Says Rabbeinu Yoina, nothing stands in the way of tshuva. So very important. Very important. Rabbeinu Yoina's words here are extremely strong. He just taught us that you embarrass someone in public, it's better to give up your life. He just taught that if you're going to go look at something inappropriate, it's better to give up your life. Just like think about that for a moment. It's extreme. Someone says, click on that website with a gun to your head. You got to take the bullet. Incredible. Says Rabbeinu Yoina. So how do you get tshuva? How do you do tshuva? Says Rabbeinu Yoina, as long as you're alive, you can do tshuva. And how do you do tshuva? We learned yesterday. What's the secret of tshuva? The secret of tshuva is you have a Rebbe and you make a Kabbalah, you do what the Rebbe says. What does that mean? As we learned, that the Rebbe knows you, and he knows where you're holding, and he knows what you're capable of doing, and he knows whether you're holding to go all the way there, or to just do this, or just do that, and he knows the appropriate steps to get to that intended place. But once you make that acceptance to listen to the Rebbe, then you got schar for a full tshuva. We're going to conclude with just one last very small Mishnah. Rishmal Eimer, heavy kal l'roish, be easy to the head, v'noyach l'tish chayres, and compliant to the officials. What does that mean? Says Rabbeinu Yoina, Ratzalei Marshi Kol Atzma L'mishu Roish V'Adoin. Humble yourself to the one who is the Roish, the head. Don't stand in the place of Gedolim. Don't think you're so great. Make yourself small. And listen, what does that mean? Says Rabbeinu Yoina. You speak respectfully to the officials. Doesn't mean you have to humble in front of them. Just an official, he's not the master. And it doesn't mean that you should be strong towards him, because he's an official. The king put him to be the officer. He can do what he wants. Where does this word come from? Down. And he concludes with the word of Rameir Alevi. Tishchayres is Lochamer Echad Mehem Nesasi, Shchayres Hatzleimer, Shinoich L'Adam L'Kadol V'Roish, Shigam Noich L'Abdil Asis Ritzaynai. This also is a very important lesson, that when the person is the Adoin, what if you don't like him? What if you don't like the boss? Who cares? He's the boss. And if he's the boss, you gotta give him kavod. You gotta be kal l'roish. You gotta be humble to the one up top. You don't hold of him. You don't like him. Completely irrelevant.